How you feeling? Cold. It's New England. I love the different seasons we have as long as they change. I don't care how hot it is or how cold it gets, or as long as they change, I'm happy. I want to welcome everybody to Holyoke, particularly here in our downtown city of Holyoke, on this very important and special day. To be here tonight with each of you, especially during the last year that we've had. It just means a whole lot to be able to spend this evening and celebrate this important tradition with my fellow Hoyokers. And so as we go forward, just think about where we are today and where we came from. The progress we've made to date, from 100 years ago, from 10 years ago, from a year ago, surviving the pandemic, going through COVID, and in most cases we're trying to navigate the challenges ahead. But just to be here tonight, each and every one of us, to celebrate this important day means a whole lot to me. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And I'm going to pass it now to Joan Rosner, the president of the Congregation Sons of Zion, who I had the privilege of meeting today. Joanne?
I would like to wish everybody here a happy Hanukkah. And we're thrilled that you were able to join us this evening, and it's really not as horribly cold as I thought it was going to be. So we have good things going for us, and without any further ado, I just want you to know how very pleased we are that you came to celebrate with us for this wonderful holiday of freedom, and also how thrilled and pleased and everything else that you can think of that's warm and fuzzy about the fact that 6 years ago, Holyoke said that they would like to have a menorah because they have a Christmas tree, and so we were able, with the help of Jewish Federation in Springfield and a man named Charles Epstein, to purchase the menorah that you see here today. And we were thrilled about that 6 years ago. We are equally thrilled about it today, and we're so proud to be able to celebrate Hanukkah with the city, even though because of COVID we're not inside for the big party that some of you may remember, but that'll come. I'm sure we'll get that in the future. So see, the mayor says we will get it in the future. So it's as I said again, it's wonderful to see you, and we will continue the program with, is Lou Silver here from Rugby Shalom? There he is, his hand goes up, so welcome Lou Silver to the microphone to say some welcome words from Rugby, and we will continue.
Thank you everyone. It's so wonderful to see everyone here this evening, and I really have to congratulate our new mayor. We are all looking for some very exciting changes to come, and so we want to wish you mazel tov, congratulations, and supporting you. I just have a few short words that I'd like to share this evening. I recently read a wonderful biography. A biography handwritten in her own words, written by Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was the second woman appointed to the Supreme Court bench. And she served for 25 years. And unfortunately, she passed away last year. She was quite a lady. And I could not help but read all the attributes that she enjoyed. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, otherwise known as RPG, had many beliefs, of which she fought very hard for, and had many observances. She really enjoyed all the observances throughout the year for our Jewish faith. But one of the observances that she truly enjoyed was Hanukkah, the 8 days of Hanukkah, along with the story of Hanukkah, especially the plight of the Maccabees, which she would sit and read the story every year to her grandchildren. And how the Maccabees, during their 8 days celebration, commemorated the 3-year war of defeating a real bad king who tried to destroy our Jewish identity and culture. And one of the many ideals that brought strength to the Maccabees. RPG was fascinated with the success of the Maccabees, with its teaching of Tikkun Olam, Tikkun Olam, Tikkun Olam, and that is any activity that will improve the world, to heal the world, and mend the world, and bring it closer to a harmonious state for which it was created many years ago. And this evening, I do think of RPG and her beliefs, and our beliefs. As we light the menorah candle, which we're about to do shortly, we truly think of those that are in need, many people in need, and what we can do to help them. Thank you.
As I mentioned in my earlier remarks, the Jewish Federation of Western Massachusetts was basically responsible for finding a donor to donate this wonderful menorah that we have here this evening. And it has been traditional for someone from Federation to come to this microphone each year for the past 6 years to send their wishes. This year is different. How many of you realize that this is a different year? Just 3 days ago, we were celebrating Thanksgiving. We're not supposed to be having Hanukkah in November. But this year is different, and because this year is different, there wasn't anyone from Federation that was available to be here at the microphone. And so the interim executive director, Nora Gornstein, has sent a few short remarks just to let you know that they're still thinking about us here in Holyoke and that they know we exist. And I'm trying to find enough light to read the short remarks. Hey, I got it, yeah. Hanukkah is a celebration of historic victory and a reminder that the Jewish people are still here and making a difference together locally and across the world. The Jewish community of Holyoke, Massachusetts continues to be a shining star in our Western Massachusetts constellation, yay for Holyoke, demonstrating strength carried from generation to generation. Thank you to all of you for being here tonight and carrying on the tradition of lighting the Hanukkah lights for all to see. Together we will continue to make a difference here in Holyoke, across Western Mass, and throughout the world. With great appreciation, Nora Gornstein. So thank you for Nora in absentia. And the next person I'd like to call to the microphone is our rabbi at Congregation Sons of Zion. It is not really too little to say that he is our beloved rabbi, and so Saul Perlmutter, if you please come up.
What happened? Number one, was there a good king around or a bad king? Bad king. And his name was Achashverosh. And what did he do? He trashed the most holy site that the Jewish people had, the ancient temple in Jerusalem. And he didn't let Jews celebrate their customs and their prayers. Okay, so that's step one of Hanukkah. Bad king, bad times, tough times. Number two, Achashverosh probably had the largest empire, close to the largest empire at that time. He had a big trained army, and the Jews had no trained army, nothing organized, a guerrilla force. They didn't have elephants, which were the tanks of the day, which Achashverosh did. But nonetheless, what happened? They revolted, and they won. Okay, so that's number two. There was a fight for religious freedom, one of the earliest fights for religious freedom in history. Number three, we got into the temple. It was trashed, as I said, so it got cleaned up. And there's supposed to be a light always burning in the temple with special oil. And of course, the light had not burned under Achashverosh, so there was only enough oil they found to light for how many days? One day, young lady. She got that right there. Very good. And how many days did it last? 8 days. And I heard it from the back too. Right. Wow. This is so exciting to hear the kids know the story. Okay, so they lit the light for 1 day, and instead of lasting only 1 day, it lasted 8 whole days until there was enough time to get a new batch of the special oil and then continue it. So that was a miracle that happened that time. When did all this happen? What time of year? The darkest time of the year. In the northern hemisphere, which is where most Jews were living at that time. Daylight, there's very little daylight this time. It's right around the time of when the seasons change. And at night, and right in the middle of Hanukkah, is a new moon, which means the smallest amount of light coming from the moon at night. It's the darkest time of the year. All right? So, even now, that's the background. So, how do we celebrate this? Number one, we play games with a dreidel. It's a game of chance, because we know that results in life aren't guaranteed. Number two, we sing songs about the miracle. Number three, we light, and we're about to do that, we light the menorah. Because we have to take the first step. Remember the miracle, the first day we had enough oil to last for 1 day, and we lit it anyways. Humans started the miracle, and then God helped us out afterwards. Here's something maybe we didn't learn in Hebrew school. There was a big argument on how to light the menorah. Should we light 8 lights the first night, and then 7, and then 6, and then 5? Or should it go the other way around? Now we know how it was resolved. We start with 1 and then 2 and go up to 8. But that wasn't Muvan Me'elav. It wasn't totally agreed upon from the beginning. And it's very important, I think, that the decision was made, because it says, you know what? Instead of seeing life as decreasing in light, seeing the more further we go on, things get less and diminished. Instead, when we light the lights, when we come together, when we sing the songs, when we share the joy, the light grows each night. And that, I think, is one of the most important decisions about Hanukkah. Hanukkah, bottom line, is about hope. Hope shared by a community. When we sing and we share foods together, we start with a simple potato. A potato. We don't call it a potato, we call it a latke. And then we add sour cream, and then we add applesauce, and we add chocolate sauce, and we do whatever else we want to do with them. We take what we're given, and it's not always great. It's sometimes a struggle for freedom. It's a struggle against lots of things. But when we stand together, we take the first step together, and God willing, the miracles will follow. Thank you for being here tonight. And thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Rabbi Perlmutter.
My pleasure.
I have not memorized this. So, the next person we are calling to the microphone with a lot of joy is Andrea Fox with a lovely voice. And so you will have an opportunity to hear the blessings. And is Brielle, I can't see with the light here. Is she here? Brielle?
Brielle?
Brielle. Bree.
Brielle will take her place at the Hanukkah.
Cool.
And as the blessings are being recited, she will light the candles. Thank you. in terms of a Jewish occasion without one, food, and without two, music. And so we thought we would introduce just a couple of songs for you while we're here. So Saul, are you leading songs?
So we have a little chorus here. If the chorus could come on up. We practiced for many, many months. And if you believe that, you will believe anything. Yes. But it's lovely to sing together. And you know what? What a gift to be able to sing together, not on Zoom. We don't have to tell anyone to be muted. We really can all sing together. So, if you have, does everyone have a song sheet saying the blessings we're on? If anyone doesn't, we have more up here. So, let's start with Ma'oz Sur. It's on the bottom left of one of the sides. And this one, we'll sing it in Hebrew and then in English. And still stay, safely distanced, but feel free to come a little closer at least so we can hear each other's voices if you want. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ma'oz Sur Yeshua
Everyone.
L'chana el Shapeya Tikon Tefilati V'sham Tolgan Nizabeya Li'etakim Matbeya Mizar Hanabeya Azemor B'shir Mizmor Hanukkah means Be'ah. Hazegor Bashir means more. Hanukkah means Be'ah. Rock of Ages, let our song praise your saving power. You amid the raging foe were our sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but your help availed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us.
Okay, now we come to the tough one, which is me and Lil on the other side. And of course, do we have it? Yeah. So these two over here are going to start it, and then we're going to come in. And so everyone, see the gentleman with the camera right there? Everyone on that side of him, sing with these two guys.
Yeah, we're doing a round.
Okay, you can add a few more people can join them. And everyone on this side, sing with us three folks.
Okay.
All right? We're going to do it in Hebrew, then in English, and then a little bit go back to the Hebrew. All right, so 1, 2, 3.
Mi Yemalel Kuvrok Yisrael Otam Mi Yizne En Lekodor Yakum HaGibor Goel Hayam Shma Hayamim Hayam Manaseh Vagabim Hoshiyahu Fodeh Ugameinu Choam Yisrael Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age our hero or sage came to our aid. At this time of year, in days of yore, Maccabees the temple did restore. And today our people as we dream will arise, unite and be redeemed. Mi Yemalel Kuvrok Yisrael Otan Mi Yirneh En Lekodor Yakum HaGibor Goel Hayam.
Sounded good.
If we do say so ourselves.
And while we're, of course, if we do say so, while we're on the same side, this little light of mine. And we've got a couple of verses, and then if someone wants to start a verse, raise the hand when we get through the couple that we've got. But here we go. This
Little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
For the poor and hungry folk.
For the poor and hungry folk, I'm gonna let it shine. For the poor and hungry folk, I'm gonna let it shine. For the poor and hungry folk, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Free of fear and hatred.
Free of fear and hatred, I'm gonna let it shine. Free of fear and hatred, I'm gonna let it shine. Fear and hatred, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine.
Who's got a verse? Who's got a verse? Come on, someone with a verse.
Everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Any more? Okay, here we go. Very good. Thank you, chorus.
Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to invite back to this microphone the mayor, who will give some closing statements. And also, I'd like to, after the mayor has closed, invite you inside, right up the stairs, not very far, where there is some hot coffee. I hope it's still hot, and some hot chocolate, and some speaking about oil and food. For Hanukkah, traditionally, all the foods you serve should be full of oil. This is a cardiologist's dream. So one of the favorite things in Israel and in the United States are one, the latkes that were already mentioned, and two, donuts. Of course, donuts are made in oil, so we've got donut holes for the occasion. So please help yourself to the coffee and the donut holes. Also, I walked around and gave the children that I could find some little Hanukkah gifts of a dreidel and some chocolate coins and rules for the dreidel game. There'll be a bag up at the table. There's a bag at the table here, actually. And please, if you are a child at heart, please take one of the bags for yourselves and have fun with the dreidel game. I have one important announcement that I need to make, because I know that it's dark and it's a little hard to see, but living in the times that we're living in, the Board of Health has asked us to please have a record of everyone who's here tonight, so should something happen, should we find out that someone becomes sick, they will have a way of tracking us and letting us know what's happening. So if you could take a moment at the table just outside the door here and sign your name and your phone number and your address. They don't want email addresses. They only want phone numbers to contact people. So please take a moment to sign that sheet. There's also a sheet there where you can put your name and your email address. If you'd like to know more about Sons of Zion and you'd like to know more about our activities, we would be happy to keep you on our mailing list. And so if you're interested in that, sign both of the sheets. Mayor. Okay. We have been told that the mayor has left us. He has someplace else that he needed to be.
His wife is here.
Not better than
his wife.
His wife is fine.
Yeah.
Where, Mrs. Mayor, we're very happy to have you.
So I just want to say thank you very much for organizing this. These events really come from the community, and I love seeing an event like this because it shows our kids our culture. So my twins are here; they're here in the background. I'm trying to pull them over here, but they have their friends, and I'm trying to teach them to learn and respect every culture. So I love that you guys are organizing this. I really wanted to thank you from the bottom of our hearts that you guys are putting this every year. And my husband would say that he's happy that you guys bring out more lights in the city. And thank you again.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.